Alright, what's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. So this is going to be the second to last seasonal update video for the rest of Cold War, so it's pretty crazy it's already come this far. But today we're going to be looking at every single Season 5 challenge for zombies in Black Ops Cold War and how to complete all of them. Compared to seasons we've seen before, this is a pretty good mix as far as like having stuff to do in Outbreak and also round-based maps. Now, a lot of them are pretty straightforward, but some of them may not be super obvious, and there are certainly more optimized ways, we'll say, to complete these. Now, there are 20 challenges in total, and I think it goes without saying that you can obviously do all of these just as a solo player, or you can do any amount of these as co-op, and all of the requirements and criteria are exactly the same, so just keep that in mind. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, or it's helpful even in the least, make sure to drop a thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. Subscribe also if you're new to the channel so you don't miss any more zombies content. And real quick, before we jump into everything, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. Hang on a second, I need you to listen as this is extremely important. Can you honestly say you've taken down a demon lord? Have you ascended the hierarchy of millions and millions of players in a PvP battle arena? Have you gone to become a literal Sigma god in and out of the game? The game is evolving very fast and there's always something brand new to conquer. An aspect I actually really like about this game is you truly do have the ability to make it your own. Every way that you can upgrade your champions and interact with other players cooperatively or competitively, it still allows your individuality to shine, and you can truly conquer whatever you would like. Whether you're more interested in PvP or PvE elements of games, Raid Shadow Legends has got it all for you. More recently, the game has added brand new quests and even a new clan shop. You'll also be given the new champion called Chinoru immediately for starting. Downloading using the link in the description, you'll be given all of these wonderful items to get ahead of the game in Raid Shadow Legends. You'll be able to start using these in-game items for free only for the next 30 days using the link down below. Get given the exclusive champion and these in-game items by downloading Raid Shadow Legends using the link in the description. Go check it out. Remember, those are only available for the next 30 days, so go and strike while the iron's hot. But thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. So our first challenge is called Rooftop Escape, and in Mauer Toten you need to successfully exfil at round 21 or higher 3 times. This is obviously pretty straightforward. Now, there are some ways you can do this a lot quicker to speedrun to round 21. As soon as you begin the game and you just hang out in the hotels immediately out of spawn, and you hang out there for the first, like, I don't know, 20 rounds, then you can just immediately exfil as soon as you turn on the power. That's not really a bad strategy if you want to do it super quick, but otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Next up is a challenge called Train to Kill. In Mauer Toten, you need to use trains to kill 50 enemies. Now, this one can be a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna recommend that you go to at least, like, round 25 or 26 to get, like, a relatively full horde, and then you just basically hang out in the subway station until they start to come by, and then just alternate between paths and hope that most of your zombies get hit by the train. You might need to do this a couple of times, but they do come by every so often, so honestly, there's no reason to not get this one done in a single game. But next up, you got a challenge called Fast Burn, and for this, you need to kill 25 specials or elites with the flamethrower support. Now, I've been using the flamethrower a ton since it's been released to the game, and it's by far the best support item in the table, but I will say that it's more or less effective on different specials and elite enemies. Like, for example, Megatons, it doesn't really do all that well. Something like Panzers and Manglers, it absolutely shreds. Disciples doesn't really do too well either. I'm gonna recommend you go after more like mechanical kind of zombies like Panzers and Manglers. Either playing Mauer Toten or Outbreak is probably gonna be the most efficient playlist in order to get this challenge done. Next up, we've got a challenge called Slow Burn, and you need to get 250 napalm burst kills. This is pretty straightforward. It is simply getting 250 regular or otherwise special enemy kills with the ammo mod napalm burst applied. Now, of course, has to activate for it to count, but you can get this done in a single game. I got this accidentally. Next up is a challenge called Badass, and you need to get 1,000 eliminations with a third primary weapon using the Mule Kick perk. So in order to avoid wasting time on this challenge, just simply get 2 guns in any round-based map or Outbreak, buy Mule Kick, and then whatever gun you grab next, make sure that's the one that you're getting the 1,000 eliminations with. Technically, this can easily be done in a single game. I am going to recommend a round-based map for this because you just need 1,000 sheer kills, and it's going to be way easier in high rounds on something like D-Machine or Mauer Toten. After that, we've got a challenge called Did It Crack, and in Outbreak, you need to fall a distance of 60 meters without using a parachute or jump pad and survive. Now, there's virtually no way to do this other than having stamina fully upgraded. I'm sure there probably is some, you know, creative, cracked way you can do this without upgraded stamina, but at this point in the game, I'm pretty sure everybody has it. You can use one of the teleporter portals, or you can just jump out of a really tall building and just not deploy your parachute, and you should be just fine. Main reason being, of course, is stamina has the negation of all fall damage when it's fully upgraded, so you don't have to worry about any of that, but you just have to find the correct amount of distance you need to fall. fall. So after that, we've got a challenge called Bloodlust, and for this you need to earn 5 bloodbath medals using a primary weapon. Now this is pretty much catered completely towards a round-based map, because you're going to get a lot more just regular zombies per screen than you would in something like Outbreak. So I recommend you do this in any round-based map of your choice, or even Onslaught if you've got it. But if you have the E-Tool melee weapon, this is going to be by far the best option. If not, you can use any other melee weapon and just literally get a full horde and kill them as quickly as possible with that melee weapon, and you should be given these medals even if it seems like it's taking a long time to kill them all. After that, we've got a challenge called Livin Thing, and in Mauer der Toten you need to kill 100 enemies with Klaus. This one's pretty easy, and to be honest, literally just doing the Easter egg in that map will most likely grant you this challenge, if not get very close to it. Now, of course, that implies that you know already how to build Klaus. If you don't, I have some helpful links in the description that will allow you to do the Easter egg on Mauer der Toten, and of course, that includes building Klaus and allowing him to kill zombies. So if you need any help externally, you can check the link in the description and go give that a look. But otherwise, just straight up 100 Klaus kills, and that'll give you the challenge. After that, we've got one called Lacking Discipline, and for this, you need to kill 50 enemies using a brain-rotted disciple. Now, this one can be quite evasive, but I am going to recommend to do this on Mauer der Toten. The only problem with Outbreak is you will get disciples. However, in some of the higher rounds, the brain-rotted disciples don't seem to kill the zombies very efficiently, and with the increased number of elites and specials, it becomes that much more difficult. So probably do this on Mauer der Toten, put brain rot on your gun, ideally fully upgraded, and honestly, you should get this pretty quick. Up next, we have a challenge called Scope It Out, and for this, you need to get 1,000 total eliminations using a weapon with a 2x magnified scope or greater. Now, you can do this with tac rifles, you can do this with assault rifles, just really anything that's your preference, and it's just straight up 1,000 kills. Probably round-based maps would be the most efficient, I would say, but it can certainly be done in Outbreak, and like it's extremely helpful for the main Easter egg if you're going to be fighting the Legion boss fight and things like that. Just put on a high magnification scope. Now, I do assume you actually need to ADS for this challenge. Hipfire kills may count towards this, but I think just the most straightforward way to do that would be a high magnification and just actually ADS while you're doing it. Moving on after that is a challenge called Limbo, and for this, in Mauer der Toten, stay in Death Strip for 5 consecutive rounds. Now, basically, if you don't know where this is, it's literally just either side of the Pack-a-Punch machine in those areas where the guard towers are, just in that muddy pit. So basically, just stay there for 5 rounds. You're going to have to dance around the lights a little bit, but otherwise, you have a lot to work with. There's ammo boxes, there's a trap, and there's an armor station. So I do recommend doing this on an early round as physically possible, and probably the side that actually has the armor station will be a lot easier. Next up is a challenge called Weather the Storm, and for this, you need to kill 100 enemies stunned by the Tesla Storm field upgrade. I do strongly recommend you play co-op for this one, and you also have it fully upgraded. While you can do this solo, because Tesla Storm links to your teammates, you can get basically that much more of an effect, and done on a high round, you can actually fly through this challenge. Moving on though, we've got a challenge called Height Impaired, and for this one, you need to get 250 eliminations from a lower elevation of 5 meters or more. Now for this one, if you really want to, you can just stay in the spawn room of Firebase Z and go up where the teleporter is and just shoot from that balcony and get 250 kills there. There's pretty much a million ways you can do this challenge, but that might be one of the most efficient, so I would recommend trying that. Next up, we've got a challenge called Tormented, and in Mauer der Toten, you need to kill 50 enemies with Tormentor Explosion. So these are the red zombies that are extremely fast. Now, honestly, these are a little bit tricky to kill other zombies with because the way that they explode is a little bit difficult to control, but I recommend having a horde behind you and trying to kill a couple of zombies in order to get a Tormentor to spawn in front of you, and you can basically just run towards the Tormentor, cross both lines, and eventually the Tormentor will explode and taking out that horde. But you only need to get 50 kills, so actually isn't too bad. After that is a challenge called Aim for the Sky, and you need to get 1,000 critical kills with shotguns. Literally, straight up 1,000 shotgun headshots. Now that said, of course, you can get critical kills on enemies using their weak points with shotguns, and that's very effective as well, but I'm going to recommend you use the Gallo for this just because you get way more, consistent output. Now the Howler's going to be higher damage, but if you're just getting 1,000 critical kills, go with the Gallo. After that, we've got a challenge called Too Hot to Handle, and you need to stun 15 disciples by shooting their hand while they're draining a player's health. The mechanics of the disciple are pretty interesting, but you can basically interrupt it by shooting its hand that's outwardly extended, while it's doing its animation, and you need to do this 15 times. Next up is a challenge called Suck It Up, and you need to earn 10 event Event Horizon medals, which is basically killing 3 or more enemies at once with a Gersh device, and you've got to do that 10 times. I actually recommend you do this in Outbreak because once you get to a certain point in Outbreak, it's fairly easy just to keep making Gersh devices over and over again, and you're going to have a lot of them at any point. You do only need to kill 3 or more enemies, so it's not really a big order to fill. It's just basically getting the Gersh devices, and again, I think it's most easiest done in Outbreak once you get past like round 5 or 6. After that, we've got a challenge called Jackalope, which is an Outbreak earning 25 Jackrabbit medals during objectives. This is basically killing 20 or more enemies consecutively without getting hit. Now, this might sound difficult, but honestly, you'll probably get this one without even thinking about it. Doing the escort objective, either holdout or even the new transport objective are the most efficient ways to get this done. You can use specialist weapons to help you out, but you do have to get 25 of these medals, so this is a pretty hefty challenge, to be quite honest. Next up is a challenge called Heavy Metal, and for this you need to earn 10 scrap medals. Wait, what? Did I just have a stroke? Okay, you need to earn 10 scrap medals, which is killing a Krasny Soldat. I don't know why I had such a hard time reading that one. It's pretty easy, though. Honestly, play Mauer to Tote and you'll get this one done in no time. After that, though, our final challenge is called Mega Death, and you just need to get 1,000 eliminations with the Cerberus Wonder Weapon. So, of course, you can just play Mauer to Toten regularly and get these kills. If you want to get it quick, honestly, do the high round strategy that I recommended, the round 100 that I have a video on. I should note as well, you can use any single variant of the Cerberus as well. You don't have to stick with the base variant to get these 1,000 kills, but otherwise use your favorite one and you should be able to get this one done in no time. But after completing all those, that should be every single Zombies Season 5 challenge. And if you do complete them all, congratulations, well done. We've only got one more season after this in order to do these challenges, so get at it before it's too late. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video if you found it useful. If you did, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe also if you're new to the channel, and I do stream zombies over on Twitch if you don't already follow me. I highly recommend you do so. Link to that's in the description. If you want to just come hang out and say hello, you can do that. But other than that, I'm going to go. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.